Hey guys, Uncle Tony Peru here, doing a face cam video. I don't normally do face cam videos, but I wanted to this time. Never mind all the shit in the background. I'm currently recording this in my mother's house, in her fucking storage room where she has all of her purses and shit, because I don't have a better place to fucking record this, so deal with it, okay? So today we're gonna go over my music CD selection, or collection, not selection. These are some of my favorite albums, some of my favorite bands, artists, rappers, whatever they may be. You might be saying, why do you collect CDs? Don't you use Spotify or Apple Music? And the answer is yes, I still do use Apple Music and Spotify. But it's nice to own your own music because you can do whatever you want with these fucking discs. And who knows, Spotify and Apple Music might not last forever. And I want to point out, I don't have every single CD that I want to own. So there could possibly be a part 2 to this. We'll just have to see. And if you have any music suggestions, let me know down in the comments what you suggest. But yeah, I just have all my CDs in this bag right here. The bag's not in the best condition. I mean, it still works perfectly fine, but I used to take that shit to school every day for my sophomore and junior year. I have everything in there except for one, which we're going to go over first, which is Bang Pow Boom by Insane Clown Posse. I really like this album. If you watch my Insane Clown Posse videos rank, I think very highly of this album. And I do have a lot of Insane Clown Posse CDs here. And again, I'm not going to go into super detail about them because I already have a video dedicated to them. But I want to talk over this one. Why I don't have this in the bag? I bought this shit like this, and I didn't know I was buying this shit like this. The seller on eBay said that it was in mint condition. So, I don't know, there's a big crack in it. I don't know if you can see that, which you should be able to. And it does this shit. I don't think that's mint condition. I want to know it's not mint condition in this guy's eyes. Now, I don't know if he did that. I don't know if FedEx did that. But what I do want to point out is that the pictures he showed did not have this huge-ass crack in it. And it took him several days in order just to ship it. So maybe he did it in that time. Maybe FedEx did it. I don't fucking know. I'm kind of pissed off. But the album's just fine. The CD works just fine. So I can always replace the case, but he should have done that shit. So next we're going to go into the bag. We're going to pull out something random here. Let's see here. What are you? Oh, yes. The Great Malenko. Again, Insane Clown Posse. Oh, yeah, I guess I should say some of the songs that I recommend on this. I'll recommend, let's see here, In Your Face, To Catch a Predator, Boing Boing, and Bang Pow Boom. Those are, in my opinion, the best songs on this album. Great Malenko. Now, this is the one that has the Neden Game and Under the Moon. There are some versions of Great Malenko that don't have that. I did not know that when I bought this, so thankfully it still has it. But the Neden Game, quite possibly my favorite game, my favorite song by ICP. But then other than that, I really like Hocus Pocus, Hallelujah, Boogie Woogie Woo. This album's a banger. If you want to listen to it, go ahead and listen to it. Next into the bag, what are you? I can't really show the front image of this. It's got a little bit of titties on there. But Death Grips Money Store. I'm not showing the front of this, but I kind of like this album. I really like Get Got and the Fever Aye. Other than that, Punk Wait, it's okay. I'm not the biggest Death Grips fan, but I really like those songs that I listed, so that's why I bought the album. Next up. Oh, MF Doom. Food. This is not going to be the only MF Doom album in here, but what I will say is that this is my favorite MF Doom album. Rap Snitch Knishes, Con Carne, Con Queso, One Beer. This is, in my opinion, one of the 10 out of 10 albums on here in my bag. And I highly recommend everyone listen to Food by MF Doom. So what was the other ones that we're going to get into? Next up, we got Liquid Swords by GZA. And I'm going to say how I attained some of these albums. So some of these albums I bought online on eBay. Some of these I bought from specific websites. Like this was from the MF Doom official merch store, as well as the other ones that I'm going to list. This one I bought at a local used CD store. They'll sell records, video games, stuff like that. And this was in shrink wrap, so I thought this shit was new. Yeah, this shit, where it holds the CDs, it's fucking broke right there. CD works just fine, but shit was in shrink wrap, and it does it, so I thought it was new, but it wasn't. Other than that, though, this album's fantastic. Might be my favorite rap album of all time. I'll have to see about that. My favorite song off here is Bible. Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. That might be my favorite rap song of all time. Might not be. I don't know. Fourth Chamber is really good. And then, what's the other song? Fuck, what is the other song I really like off here? This fucking how they list the songs is kind of confusing. And it's not in order either, and I don't like that. But yeah, Hell's Windstaff, Killer Hills 10304, Duel of the Iron Mike, good songs. ICP, Forgotten Freshness. This one, admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of Forgotten Freshness, Act 1 and 2. I do like it. I do like it and everything, but I don't find myself listening to it very often. I just, for the collection, I like Hey Vato, and I do like Fat Sweaty Betty. So, just figured I'd add it, just because it's the same Clown Posse. Next up, Twisted. What's the name of this album? Freak Show. I'm not the biggest Twisted fan. I like Twisted. I don't like them as much as ICP. And I know that they're controversial at the moment because they left Psychopathic. I still think this album's a banger. We Don't Die, Fall Apart, and then Where It's Going Down, and What the Dead Like. Banger songs. I think I've listened to that full album front to back once, so I listened to a couple songs here and there. Next up, Plastic Beach, Gorillaz. I fucking hate these cardboard, cases. Admittedly, this is one that I've never listened to the whole way through. I've listened to On Melancholy Hill. I literally just bought this 30 minutes ago. But I like Demon Days, so I figured I would get this album a try. So one day I'll listen to it. Next up, Wizard of the Hood. Talked about in my ICP ranking. I have listened to this album front to back more than any other album here. I like it. I really like every single song on this album, except Thug Wildin'. I'm kind of iffy about. Every other song on here, banger. Listen to it. I love it. Next up, let's just get all the ICP out of here. So, this isn't ICP, but it's Mad Rocks. He's from Twisted. Again, controversial. Also, I should say Wizard of the Hood, kind of controversial because it has Twisted in it. Hey Fatty, Freak Out, This Bitch, OMG, and Four Fists, Two Axe Handles of Death. Some of the best songs on here. Recommend this album. Next up, The Wraith, Shangri-La, my favorite ICP album. Juggalo Homies, Welcome to the Show, Thy Unveiling. I used to think this was the worst ICP album because I used to hate, everything from Blam to what's this shit called? Hell's Forecast. So, I hate how this is fucking, by the way. So, Blam, It Rains Diamond, The Staleness, and Hell's Forecast. I used to think that was the worst selection of songs in a row by ICP. Nowadays, I like them. I think they're fine. But I personally just really like it. Hell's Pit. I listened to Hell's Pit recently. It's honestly kind of insane. It's kind of insane. In My Room, personal favorite of mine. Might be my favorite song by them altogether. Suicide Hotline's really good. Bowling Balls, The Witch. Like these songs. Again, not a bad album. Amazing Jekyll Brothers. I have two of them, actually. A little bit overrated, but I think they still got some bangers. What is it called? Mad Professor, Echo Side. Trying to see all the albums on here. Terrible's good. Bitches is really good. Yeah, I got no issues with it. I just think it's a little bit overrated. Speaking of a little bit overrated, Riddlebox. I really like Three Rings, Headless Boogie, The Joker's Wild, and Cemetery Girl. I think it's a very good selection of songs. Other than that, I don't find myself listening to this album very often. But I still think it's worth listening to. This is the Forgotten Freshness that I really like. It has, what's the song on here? Nothing But a Bitch Thing and Fly Away. Those are probably my favorite Forgotten Freshness songs. Next up. Oh, here we go. Not ICP. Fear, Spirit Box. We're going to hide that for now. Probably my favorite album that's come out in the past, like, 3 years, maybe 2. When Jaded came out, so they released Jaded, The Void, and Stellar Door early, before the rest of the album, which this only has 6 songs, it's technically an LP. But, I think I've listened to Jaded every single day since it came out in late August, and it came out late August 2023, and it's now July 2024, and I think I've listened to that song every single day since then, and I still love it to this day, and it's probably my favorite song right now. Spirit Box is always a band that I recommend to people. They're a newer band, they're easy to get into. I personally love them. They might be my favorite band right now, we'll get into that, but it's the one that I always go back to. Next up, Silver Scream, Ice Nine Kills. Admittedly, I'm a little bit over this album. I've listened to it so many times, but I had to have it in the collection just because I like Ice Nine Kills. But the American, I pretty much liked every single song on this at one point in time. Nowadays, I pretty much only find myself listening to The American Nightmare and It Is the End. But back in the day, I used to listen to Thank God It's Friday, Stabbing in the Dark all the time. I still think those songs are good. I've overplayed that album. Next up, speaking of overplayed the album, when this album came out, so this album came out in 2022. This is the deluxe version that came out last year, though. Four out of my top 5 songs on Spotify were from this album. I made a whole video dedicated to it. I love this album. Probably one of my favorite albums of all. It definitely is one of my favorite albums of all time. But is it my number 1 favorite? Possibly. I feel like without this album, I wouldn't have gotten into more music like this. And then I'm waiting for a new album because Chris Motionless said in an interview that we were gonna have an album in summer of 2024. It's summer of 2024, Chris. Where the fuck's my album? Songs I recommend on this, though, every song on here. So there you go. Horrorwood, Ice Nine Kills, Part 2. Love this album. I think it's way better than the first one. I wish it had the track list on the back, but Rainy Day, my favorite song on here. Also really like Worst Vacation, Farewell to Flesh. What's the other song that I really like on here? Welcome to Horrorwood itself. It's really good. You know, a lot of people don't like Ice Nine Kills. They're newer, they're whatever. I personally really like them. So, next up, Slow Burn by, what's this band called? Conquer Divide. I forgot what they were called for a second. System Failure, Pressure, Paralyzed, New Heaven, Only Girl. I really like these songs. You know, they're really good. They kind of came out of nowhere because when I heard about them was right before this album came out because they had a couple singles that ended up on this album that I was listening to, like Atonement. And then when this album came out, I'm like, holy shit, they're actually good. They're good. Good girl band. All girl band. Violent J, The Shining. I got this 30 minutes ago. I've never listened to it, so we'll see if I like it. Monoxide, Chainsmokers. I really like Bring Me Out, Slut, Right Quick, and Drive Thru. Those are really good songs. I think this album's pretty good. I think Mad Rocks is better than Monoxide, but I think it's still good. Still worth a listen. Young Gravy, Marvelous. If you would have told me 2 years ago I'd be listening to Young Gravy, I would have told you you're fucking crazy. Young Gravy's the shit, bro. I fucking love Young Gravy. Hot Tub, C'est La Vie, Sugar Mama, Betty Get Money. I feel like I listen to at least one of those songs every single day. Young Gravy's the shit, bro. I did not think I would like him, but I fucking love him. Okay, next up. College Dropout, Kanye West. Kanye West kind of controversial. You know, he's done some questionable things, said some questionable things. This is not College Dropout. This is late registration, not College Dropout. College Dropout's coming, though. I haven't listened to this whole album, but I still like Kanye West, so I figured I would have it. Disguise, Motionless in White. I love Motionless in White. Much like Scoring the End of the World, I'm low-key over this album because I've listened to it so much. And I do want to add Graveyard Shift to this collection, but I can't find it anywhere for a good price. But anyway, Thoughts and Prayers, Headache, Undead Ahead, Till the Midnight Ride, Holding On to Smoke, Another Life, Brand New Numb, Broadcasting from Beyond the Grave. I pretty much listed every single song on this album. Not everyone, but I listed a lot of them. This album's fucking good. This album was where Motionless in White became my favorite band, which I don't know if I would still say. But listen to this shit. It's good. Blackout, From Ashes to New. I listen to Broken by Design like every day. I like that song. Nightmare, Heartache are good too. Barely Breathing is good, but I listen to the new remix of it that has the girl from Against the Current in it. I think it's better than the original. This album's good though. I think that it had to grow on me a little bit, but I do like it. Broken by Design though, very good song. Mad Villainy, MF Doom, probably the highest rated album I have here. MF Doom again, probably my favorite rapper of all time. But like Operation Lifesaver, aka Mentas, Rhinestone Cowboy, Meat Grinder, Bistro. Like this album has only bangers on it. Listen to this whole album, listen to it. It's fucking good. Next up, we got, does this have a crack in it? No way, I just put a fucking crack in it by putting these in the bag. Okay, well, whatever. Vaudeville Villain, MF Doom. I'm not that worried about the crack. I don't plan on selling these or anything. I don't really care what condition they're in as long as I don't buy it like this. But that's for me. That's all me. I'm not going to complain about it like I did with the one album. But I've been listening to Open Mic Night Part 1 and 2 like every day. Same thing with Can I Watch. Other than that, Dead Mouse is really good. Saliva is really good. It's probably like one of my favorite albums of all time. Demon Days, Gorillaz, good album. I'm not overly crazy about this album like some of these other ones, but I do really like it. I think it's worth listening to. Everybody knows Feel Good Inc. It's probably the best song on that album. So it's pretty good. College Dropout, is that the last one? Through the Wire, Jesus Walks. Some of Kanye West's best songs he ever made. I recommend this album. So I think that's everything. Yep, whole bag is gone. So yeah, that's the video. Music. If you have any music suggestions, let me know down in the comments. I do have a list of albums that I'm currently looking for. So maybe what you suggest will be on there. Maybe they won't be. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you found any music from here that you really liked, or that let me know if you've either really liked music that's on here, or you listen to music from my list. So that's it. See ya.